I had a friend recently ask me how my son's T1D diagnosis has affected my marriage or my relationship with my husband. And honestly, I'm really glad that she asked me that because no one really talks about this much. Managing type 1 diabetes in a young child or even a toddler is a full time job. Added sleep deprivation, stress, and constant decision, and suddenly your relationship with your partner starts to feel the pressure. In this video, I want to share with you how my son's T1D diagnosis has affected my marriage, what I've learned, and what others have shared with me along the way, and how we can protect our relationships even in the midst of chaos. Because when diabetes enters your home, it changes everything, including how you love. So, why is it so hard in the beginning? Those first few weeks after diagnosis are pure survival mode. There's no sleep, just so many questions, alarms all night, and learning a completely new language from scratch. And somewhere in there, we stop really seeing each other. I remember looking across the room at my husband and realizing that we were just project managers now, not partners or co parents. We were trying to keep our son alive, but that left no energy for checking in with each other. Every conversation was functional, just strictly about diabetes. Like, did you dose him? How much did you dose? How many carbs was that? Did you pack the snacks? No one tells you that grief can look like distance. That love, of course, does not go away. It just gets buried beneath the urgency of the situation. The good news is that phase does not last forever. But the faster you name it, the faster that you can move through it. Now, here's the hard truth. The person doing the most of the invisible work is the one who usually burns out first. And in our case, that was me. With my extensive background in healthcare as a former pharmacist, it was just assumed that I would handle it. And I did. The carb counts, the dosing, the meals, the supplies. But the mental load is so exhausting and it builds quietly until you start snapping at things that are unrelated to diabetes at all. Maybe you felt this too. The frustration of doing it all without being asked about how your day went, the irritation you feel when your partner doesn't know the carb count of applesauce, and the loneliness it feels to always be the one that has to remember everything. And then came the guilt, guilt for being mad, guilt for wanting help, and guilt for not always being the strong one. That guilt, it has no place here. We deserve partnership, not just performance. But what does help look like exactly? Help doesn't always look like doing everything 50-50. Sometimes it means asking, what can I take off your plate today? Can I do bedtime so you can rest? Or what's one thing you wish I understood better? It means offering presence, just not participation. One thing that helped us was swapping check ins. Every few nights after my son went to sleep, we'd ask, how are you doing really? Is there anything you're carrying alone right now that I can help share that burden? And it's not always emotional. Sometimes it's logistics, but just being seen in the work makes the load feel just a little bit lighter. Connection isn't built through the big romantic gesture. It's in those little moments in between. It's the micro moments that can help to reconnect you. Now, let's be honest. We don't have a date night every single week like we used to, but we do have quick eye contact over our morning coffee, laughter about something our son said, a quick walk after dinner, or a moment of side by side quiet scrolling while we're laying in bed together. I've even heard some couples leave voice memos that say something quickly just to let your partner know that I see. Reconnection does not have to be grand, but it does have to be intentional. If you're open to it, try this. Each day, try to name something that your partner did right and say it out loud, even if it's just, thanks for restocking the Lancet. I know you got barely any sleep last night because our kid had a load, but thank you for showing up anyway. Because gratitude spoken is love delivered. But what happens when everything gets harder than you expected? Because let's be honest, sometimes it gets really, really hard. Sometimes one of you feels disconnected and the other doesn't even notice. Sometimes resentment builds quietly until it becomes distance. And sometimes you realize that you need help. That's not failure, that's honesty. I've talked to other parents who started couples counseling after their child's diagnosis. Not because things were broken, but because they needed tools to help them navigate this new season. I've seen other families build support systems, weekly grandparent check ins, sharing night duty, outsourcing one task like meal prepping or ordering supplies. Asking for help does not mean that you are weak. It means that you're committed to surviving this together. The goal isn't perfect partnership, it's resilient connection. If you've argued more lately, felt unseen, or just really miss your person, I see you. That doesn't make you broken. It makes you human. Diabetes shifts the ground beneath your relationship, but with intention, honesty, and grace, you can build something even stronger. I'd love to hear from you. What's one thing that's helped you and your partner reconnect during this journey? Drop it in the comments below. And if this video felt real and helpful, please stick around and check out some of my other videos because we talk about more than just numbers. We talk about real life with T1D. You are doing an amazing job and you are not alone. I hope to see you in the next video.